It was everywhere. I got in my car to escape, and as I drove, I kept taking my hands off the steering wheel to wipe the blood from my eyes. I made an instantaneous decision. Enough I could do. No more suffer. No more stand. No more be hurt. No more. I buckled my seatbelt, took my hands off the wheel, pressed my foot to the gas, and I just remember thinking, let me die. Just let me die. In the autobiographical narrative Broken Child by Marcia Cameron, she takes us on an unforgettable, harrowing journey through the darkness of parental abuse and the nightmares of mental illness. As a way of coping with the daily abuse at the hands of her mother, Marcia Cameron creates Emily, an alternative personality who from the age of 3 became her constant companion. Broken Child by Marcia Cameron. Lying in the hospital bed, in walked a tall man. My name is Dr. Williams. Fractured lumbar, smashed femur, struggling through the pain and drugs. I had only a thread of thoughts on my mind. Please, let me die. I beg you, please. Marcia, how did you get all these cuts and fractures on your x-rays? I don't know. Nothing made sense. The year was 1982, and my entire adult life I lived, I felt, was a charade. I was an actress, covering up for the missing on the clock. But in reality, I was living with unexplainable fears and panics, fighting suicidal impulses, battling depression, and I had a childhood I kept trying not to remember. My first memory of abuse was in the closet. I had a glass of milk and was just pouring it when it spilled everywhere. And in a rage, my mother grabbed me, dragged me up the stairs, and I remember being so scared. She shoved me into the blackness of the closet, and I remember screaming, "No, Mama, no, I promise I'll be good. I'm sorry I spilled it. I didn't mean to, Mama, no." And then she shoved me there, and I remember being so scared. It felt like an eternity. I had no way of knowing if I was in there for minutes or hours at 3.5. It felt like forever. When my mother opened the door, I looked at her in defiance. "Just wait until Dad gets home. I'm gonna tell him what you did to me. You must never tell anyone what I did to you, or I will give you away and you will never see your dad again. You are a wicked little girl." When Dad came home, I didn't say a single word, just like she told me. Abuse breeds more abuse. The closet became a more regular occurrence, and long hours of silence and imagination. Emily, my imaginary escapist friend, became more real to me. She could fly, breathe underwater. She could even dare to be angry. One time, I was locked in the closet for what felt like forever. But Emily was there. You know, she always was. She was my best friend. She was there for me. One time, I was trying to help Mom when I spilled the cream pitcher, and you know, I always mess up like this. I always spilled things, but I thought this time she wasn't gonna be angry, but you know what? She was. She was always mad at me, always angry, and I remember her grabbing me and dragging me up to the bed. She tied my arms and legs to the post of the bed, and she left for what felt like 100 years. And when she came back, she had straight pins, and she started stabbing me right through my labia, stuffing me as blood drip over the white hexagonal tiles. I couldn't see the pins to take them out. It hurt. Every time I moved, I was crying in great hiccuping sighs. One at a time, just one at a time, one at a time. My body healed faster than my mind. I still tried not to provoke violence, you know. No one tries harder in the world than an abused child. I mustn't talk loudly. I mustn't spill things. I must never be angry. I must never be angry. I must never be angry. Some things I could accept because I was evil. I must be slapped, hit, punched, cut, but this I simply could not accept. One time, I don't know what I did to her, but she made me take off my clothes, and she placed me in the bathtub where she ran hot water onto my skin, and I remember crying. I'm sorry. I'm evil. I am sorry. I am so evil, and I can feel the hot water, and I remember focusing on the gold drain, pretending I was going down the drain with the blue water where I was free, where she couldn't hurt me, where she couldn't hurt me. There were many nightmares. Nights when I didn't sleep, nights when physical pain kept me awake. It kept me awake, but Emily, she was always there for me, but she could not help me. In moments of intense physical pain, no fantasy could take away the pain. No fantasy could take away what my mother did to me. You know, she still loves me, right? Right? Even after everything she had done to me, she still loved me, right? I mean, after all, it was my mother and I was her child. She still loved me, right? I do not remember wanting to die, only to leave what I could no longer tolerate in this life. I could no longer tolerate. I looked over the cement driveway, and I just wondered what the view was like at the bottom. Come on, let's go, let's get out of here. Let's fly away. I wish I could fly like you. No one loves me, I would fly away. You're right. No one loves me. No one loves us. Let's just fly away. You're right, Emily. Maybe I should just fly away. I step over the railing and look down to the balcony. I do not remember consciously choosing to die, only to leave what I could no longer tolerate. I opened my arms, determined I would fly away, and I plunged headfirst down the balcony. I felt no fear, as I felt only a slight fascination that flying didn't work. I never told anyone. I jumped off the balcony on purpose. I write my story so that one more person will hear me. I write so, like footprints in the snow, someone will know I lived. Not well, but I lived.